Welcome to Learning at the Farm with Simply Country Ranch. We're out in Oklahoma, and today we're going to be talking to you about how we are growing different types of fruit trees and what they look like at the different stages. Right here we have our greenhouse. We're going to take you inside as having a tour. We'll show you a raised garden bed, how we are planting straight in the ground, and all of the tips and tricks that we have for growing healthy fruit trees. This is called a raised garden bed. You can plant all your plants inside raised garden beds, which are great because you are able to control the weeds a little bit more when you are planting it this way. It's a lot for more of the smaller type of crops like lettuce, broccoli, radishes is what we have going right now. Or you can plant your garden on the ground, which is where we have the potatoes growing right now. You have a greenhouse, which is great for plants that need an early start for the season. You can use a greenhouse when you have just teeny tiny seeds because it is a way that it keeps it a lot warmer inside. Behind here, we do have our trees. We have a plethora of fruit trees. These ones are still pretty small trees, and we're going to continue to baby them this way in their 5-gallon pots before we choose to put them in the ground, so then that way we can really make sure that they're growing strong and we give them lots of water. This is a fig tree in here. They're very, very small, but you can see that they already have a couple of figs on them, which is so exciting. This one is an olive tree. A lot of times farmers will use sticks to tie their tree to the stick, so then that way it teaches the tree how to grow upward and gives them some stability. A lot of times that will help with keeping a nice strong trunk. You can see that the stick and the tree is tied to it, and as the tree branch or the tree starts to grow wider, we'll cut these off and make bigger ones, so then that way they can go in there. We have some peaches. This one is a peach tree, so we are always maintaining how the tree looks. You can tell the health of the tree based off of their leaves. So like this one, their leaves are starting to curl, so we've been doctoring this one to make sure that it's been nice and healthy. So maybe he needs to come out of the shade. Maybe he's too close to other trees. He might have a fungus, some sort of disease. Maybe he's not getting enough water or too much water, but we always take a look at their leaves to see if other trees needing some help. Another way is this one has a couple of yellower leaves, so this one is something we need to kind of keep an eye on. And this one is an apple tree. A lot of times you can tell the different types of fruit trees based off of their leaves. So this one is an apple, the long and skinny one. These ones are peaches. This is another type of peach. We have lots of different types of peach trees here and lots of different types of apple trees. On your card, when you're buying trees, fruit trees, you'll see that they will tell you how to plant your tree so that it was reaching the most success, and how much water and where to place it, if it has any problems, meaning that it might need a friend to sit next to in order to have pollination, which gives you your different types of fruit. So this tree right here, this Belle of Georgia peach, it needs a friend. One of this list of different type of peach tree is its pollinator, its friend. It will allow it to pollinate, and it will give you your fruit for the season. So that is very important to know. You won't get, a lot of times your trees, you won't get fruit if you don't have the correct pollinator with it. So we've got lots of different types of ones out here. One of my favorite apples is this golden delicious apple, this yellow one. We have reds in here. Galas are one of my most favorite trees. Plum tree. This one is a plum tree right here. You can see its leaves are a little bit bigger compared to that apple, and it's got a couple of bug bites on it. Do you see how there's holes inside these leaves? So we've been spraying it with some Dawn soap, and that's a natural way to get rid of bugs on your tree without putting on a lot of pesticides. Let's see what kind this one is. This one is a fig tree, so this one's a little bit bigger than actually that one. You can see even their leaves are a little bit different as well. You can keep your trees inside these fruit baskets, these bins right here, these 5-gallon buckets, for a little while. We are going to keep them in for a couple of, maybe another year, for throughout the spring, and then probably go and plant them. You see this tree over here was recently planted. We put a T-post for its nice, strong, sturdy base because it still has very small stem to it, or trunk to it. So we're going to have that always continue to grow. We do have a string to keep it tight and ready to continue to grow upward in a straight form. That way it stays nice and healthy. And we usually plant our trees in a row and then with a good amount of space in between it. This allows the tree, when it does get bigger and its branches can go side to side and they don't block each other for sunlight. Inside the greenhouse, we are growing a grapefruit. This is what it will look like right now. It is still growing, and it's pretty delicate. This is pretty heavy for its branch because it's still such a young tree. So Ben has it resting on this little branch. So then that way it will keep it upwards, and it's still continuing to grow. Inside here, we do have a planting system, and this is growing. We have our strawberries that are growing. They're kind of like vines, and they're spreading all over. We do have, oh, that one has some thorns. We do have a pepper, a sweet pepper that's starting to grow. We've got a couple more back there. The longer that you leave them on their stem, that's when the sweeter they become. So right now they're green peppers. If we keep leaving them on there, they will start to change into red peppers and yellow peppers, orange peppers.